What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another Classic WoW video. So, Classic WoW and Vanilla WoW is making a massive comeback, and today I thought we would take a look at why this is happening, what people are doing, and what this might lead to in the future as well. Classic WoW came out almost 4 years ago now. It's been quite a journey, and it's been quite a while since we first stepped foot into Vanilla WoW in Classic WoW. Regular Classic WoW came out on August 26th in 2019, and that is just about 3.5 years ago right now, and we're closing in on that 4-year mark. So, people, it's been quite a while since we first stepped foot into Classic WoW. It's been 3.5 years since we made our first character, and a lot of people are looking back to the good old days, and we have that usual vanilla wave, as I personally like to call it, as this is something that happens every now and then when people start missing Vanilla WoW. There's just something very magic about the universe itself, the community, the gameplay, and pretty much everything Vanilla has to offer. It's something you always can come back to and really enjoy. Factor number one as to why this is happening is obviously that enough time has passed and now we're feeling that nostalgia of actually playing in the Vanilla WoW universe once again. So that is factor number one. Factor number two is that right now we are in a state of Wrath Classic where it's getting quite stale. A lot of people are raid logging, doing Ulduar right now, and when phase 3 comes out, you'll be doing a lot of the same things once again, raid logging as usual, and waiting for something like Icecrown Citadel, for example, which I would imagine comes out later this year, sometime over summer, probably closer to the end of the year or something. So right now we're in the phase 4 waiting room, waiting for Icecrown, and even when Icecrown comes out, there's going to be a lot of people that are usually raid logging in Wrath. You also have the actual, you also have the fact that Blizzard are looking at recreating Cataclysm Classic after Wrath, or at least that is the supposed way they are going with the future of Classic, as they have posted numerous posts about Cataclysm and sent out surveys looking for feedbacks on features that we want to see in a future expansion for Classic WoW, aka Cataclysm Classic, referring back to transmog systems, raid finder and so on, making it somewhat obvious that Cataclysm is probably coming out after Wrath, and a lot of people don't really want to participate in Cataclysm. So, with a somewhat unsteady future for Classic WoW when it comes to the future and people that want to quit after Wrath, people are looking at something else to do besides playing Wrath, and in this case we have Classic Era, which has been seeing a massive boom in population recently, due to a lot of the factors that I just talked about, like people feeling nostalgia, people raid logging in Wrath having some time left over, and also looking to play something after Wrath is gone, in which case we can probably have Vanilla WoW. Now, you can't really talk about Classic Era without mentioning Classic Hardcore. If you're watching YouTube or Twitch, you see a lot of content creators, both streaming and making videos on something called Classic Hardcore, which is currently a no-death challenge where you basically level up all the way from level 1 without dying, and this is a massive thing going on right now on the Classic Era servers. This is partly because it offers you a really interesting way to play the game. It offers a risk versus reward. You have that risk of always dying, altering your gameplay, and it activates the challenge from level 1. Instead of waiting until level 60, gearing yourself up and then doing raids, which are usually the common challenge you're trying to overcome in Classic, well, in Classic Hardcore, that challenge starts at level 1, and you're always challenging yourself because at the end, every level you accomplish is actually a victory here. So Classic Hardcore has obviously been a massive thing that has contributed to Classic Era's comeback, and Blizzard has actually took notice here. When it comes to patch 10.1 for Dragonflight or retail, we have seen something called official hardcore servers that are put into the game files, which means that we might be looking at the actual launch of some official hardcore servers sooner rather than later, but I'll get back to that in just a little bit. So now that we have talked about a little bit about what's happening or why Classic WoW has made a comeback recently, let's talk about what people are doing on Classic Era, and right here we have two main things things to talk about. First of all, Classic Hardcore that I just talked about. People are obviously participating in the challenge, watching their favorite content creator both on Twitch and on YouTube, and they are participating in the challenge while watching other people doing that challenge. It's really fun, really interesting, but that's not the only thing people are doing on Classic Era. Recently, a lot of the PvP clusters and the bigger servers have also been absolutely popping off. You see a lot of people that are doing vanilla WoW raids once again, because there's just something really interesting about vanilla raids when it comes to basically everything. The raid compositions, the classes, how it works, and the fact that it's 40-man raids this time, instead of the usual 10 and 25-man that we are used to right now in Wrath. So raiding in itself is way different, and loot acquisition is also way different, and because a lot of people did not use their copying character from TBC when that was a thing, a lot of people are starting all over again on Classic Era, making a level 1 character, then going all the way to level 60, gearing themselves up, and then raiding as well. So you have both farming raids and progression raids going on those big servers, which is absolutely fantastic. What I'm trying to say here is that Classic WoW and Vanilla WoW has seen a massive comeback, both in terms of the hardcore player base, but also just people wanting to go back and play Vanilla WoW once again, whether it's due to leveling up, the environment, the community, the dungeons, the raids, pretty much the whole package. It's seen a massive comeback both in players playing on Classic Era and people watching Classic WoW videos and Vanilla WoW videos online. So, massive comeback, a lot of people wanting Vanilla WoW. I just think it's that time. Now, what does this mean for the future? Well, it could mean 3 things in my opinion. Number 1, official hardcore servers that I just talked about, they have already been data mined in a PTR patch for 10.1, and what could happen here is that Blizzard is putting it into retail first, then forking it down into Classic based on it being run on the same client. This is something they have done in the past, they could be doing it again, but then again, we don't really know until they make an official announcement here, which could happen anytime now, #copium. The second thing that could happen here is fresh Classic WoW servers, like literally just fresh Classic WoW, with no changes whatsoever, like literally just a fresh rerun of Classic WoW, as that is something a lot of people are wanting right now. This is something I see myself in the comment section, both on my videos and other videos that I also watch, where people just want a fresh server leveling all the way from level 1 without any changes, just regular vanilla WoW. On the other side, you have Season of Mastery 2 that has been somewhat confirmed, because when Season of Mastery 1 came out, Blizzard said this would not be the only season, and Season of Mastery 1 servers were taken down quite a while ago, and I would imagine that Blizzard are looking at currently working on a Season of Mastery 2 launch. Now, what will happen first, or will everything happen at once? We will have to wait and see, but let me know in the comments down below what you think will happen next. What are we getting first? Official hardcore servers, fresh vanilla, or Season of Mastery 2? Let me know in the comments down below, and that's pretty much what I have for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider dropping a like, it really helps me out, and subscribe for more Classic WoW and Vanilla WoW videos. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.